Nah. So that's going to be given over to Maokai. Picks up a little bit of experience to start off the game here. As we're going to see standard lanes come out from these two teams, not opting to go for a lane swap on either side of the map.
Yeah, and this is what we said, you know, changes to experience makes that a little bit hard. I thought seeing a Maokai that might be a possibility, but not going for it this time around. SOFM not going to clear the blue buff. Doesn't give you that much more experience, and you know Rek'Sai doesn't really need it in the early game. Also hits a lot harder, so electing for a quick jungle clear. And we'll see whether he's able to get ahead of Captain, really secure control of that river and start bullying people out.
Yeah, he's already moved down towards the bottom side of the map as Captain, still waiting to clear out that red buff. As we take a look down at the bottom lane really quickly here, both AD carries and supports were able to take a camp at level 1. Krugs going on over to the side of Snake, and the Gromp being taken down by Saint there. So far, just farming it back and forth as we see action up in the top lane already. We can see Flandre putting some work down on towards Acorn up in the top lane.
Yeah, it certainly is, and that's that fervor coming in, right? You proc it up, you get it stacked nice and early, and you're able to dominate people. But in saying that, it is a Maokai, so not really all of that much going to come from it. And SOFM doesn't even do his red buff, actually just really wants to gain control of the neutrals on Summoner's Rift right now, so it goes straight to a Rift Scuttler, doesn't want to be invaded. And we'll see whether he goes to give over an early blue to Tank, who is putting some work into Snoopy right now.
This is some interesting pathing coming up from SOFM. He moved, you know, like you said, didn't take the red buff.
No, he's just going for both Rift Scuttlers. So he just
he wants
complete river control. As we said, one of the things that Rek'Sai can be punished for is, you know, if you can get out, you know, counter gank her, put down a lot of pressure, it's not going to be a good news story for Snake. And SOFM kind of just shuts all of that down.
Now he's moving in towards Graves' side of the jungle. In fact, gets there as soon as the Krugs respawns. He's going to be able to do a little bit of counter jungling for himself as we take a look back towards the mid lane here. Tank, like you mentioned earlier, putting some work down on towards Snooper here, poking him out as early as possible in this lane.
That is some great jungle pathing from SOFM. He has these camps on literal lockdown.
Is this going to spawn as soon as he gets there as well?
Nah, he's a little bit early for that one. Might be going for a gank, we'll see. Remember, he did red buff in between.
Could definitely wait for it. SOFM being very patient so far on his Rek'Sai.
He did get spotted out without a red buff, I believe, by a sapling. So this is a little bit tricky.
Snoopy is really far up in
Still
this mid lane
there.
though. SOFM very, very patient.
He's a patient man. But gank coming in from Graves first.
He's going to try and jump on top of his Tank there. Puts a little bit of damage down, and so does Snoopy. Chips him down quite a lot there. As SOFM, you know, decides not to go for that gank. Instead, takes away the Razor Beaks, and he hasn't picked up a single buff just yet.
No, he hasn't, but he's still level 4, same as Captain, who doesn't want to face check that brush. Will instead get over to the other side of the map, probably ward over, check if blue is still available.
Oh, he's inside SOFM's jungle now, just wandering around. So far, it's just been these two junglers, you know, moving around the map. Everyone else is just farming right now. SOFM doesn't want anything to do with that south side of the map anymore. He's now probably going to go towards his red buff.
This is a bizarre early game out of SOFM. He's gone back and picked up Chilling Smite as well, so we can expect a Sightstone build is the only thing I can expect from that, which is pretty standard at the moment, but doesn't really tell me why he left his red buff up for so long unless he wants to, I don't know, put some ganks in.
Well, for now, we're going to take a look at the bottom lane. We can already see Saints bottom lane, ST1, Z and Shield putting on a lot of damage towards the Lucian so far. Lots of creep waves bashing on towards that tower. SOFM now looking for a gank of the Snoopy. Gets him down low. Should be able to flash for this one. Does do just that. He picks up first blood.
Yeah, what a great gank out of SOFM. We already mentioned the fact that Snoopy was falling low in this middle lane. He wards, just runs straight over the top of it and puts in work. So respect for the young jungler. He just keeps doing it somehow.
He's going straight back in towards Captain's jungle here. Tries to take away the Krugs. Had that one on timer there, it seemed. Not quite able to get it, but knows exactly where Captain is right now.
Yeah, and you know that's good news for Flandre as well, because he's just forced Acorn back, who's suffering a little bit in this lane as well. Has to burn an early teleport. And really, it is only Saint's bottom lane that is a shining light. The rest of the map's still struggling.
Definitely is. Top side of the map looking really strong for Snake at the moment. You see, Echo has gone back to base as well. Unlike the Maokai, does not have to blow his teleport to get back into the lane. He's gone for a Sheen as his first item pickup here, not opting for some defensive stats to start.
Just wants the kill threat, right? He already feels that he's enough ahead. It means he's not going to burn teleport. That's something that Flandre needs to keep up to help his other lanes out. Instead, it's going to look for some kill pressure and maybe look to make a teleport play somewhere around the map.
You can tell the observer does not want to stop following sofm around here. He's going to be able to pick up the Razor Beaks one more time as Snake's bottom lane still dying here. Snoopy going to put a little bit of damage down towards this Rex line. Misses the stun.
Yeah, Snoopy's actually in a little bit of trouble. He's being bullied quite heavily. It's level 6 versus level 5 as well, and he's got no summoner spells. SOFM is sticking around in this lane.
There goes the ultimate coming in for Tank there. He's able to pop back Snoopy. Snoopy gonna get taken down. No flash available this time. Captain, looking to try and fight them both, but he might have bit off a bit more than he can chew here as he takes a lot of damage from the Azir Rex, so will still be able to escape with his life.
Yeah, Shu had actually left bottom lane and was wandering up. That's why they didn't overcommit on it, but still Snoopy falling down twice in the mid lane. That's not a good news story for Saint, because this is a counter pick. I mean, there's no other reason to take it unless you know that it wins the matchup, and it's definitely not turning out that way right now.
And we can see how that's already affected the mid lane. 58 CS to 35 so far. The Azir pretty significantly ahead. Both the kills went on over towards this man, SOFM, who's slightly ahead in the jungle as well. He's about 9 CS up ahead of Captain. That's mostly jungle minions as well. The only saving grace, like you mentioned earlier, is Saint's bottom lane. The Ezreal putting in some work towards Martyr's Lucian right now.
Yeah, it certainly is, but he doesn't get the immediate power that the Azir does. All of a sudden, this becomes a counter-jungling duo just running around and wreaking havoc. I mean, SOFM still on those Krugs. I feel like that's his third time he's taken it away.
I feel like, lots of junglers, they time the red buff, they time the blue buff, time dragons.
SOFM's timing everything.
Yeah, he's timing Razor Beaks, Krugs, Scuttle Crabs. He's got everything locked down. He's just taking the entire top side of the jungle away from Captain at the moment.
And that's why we were so excited to see this player. I mean, someone that, when you use an import slot on SOFM, someone that played in what was a wildcard region in the GPL, you have to be confident in his play, but seen him a lot on the Korean server in solo queue. I'd seen him play competitively before. We knew he was good, but to go toe-to-toe with the best in the business, it's pretty impressive to watch.
He was able to get top 20 ranked in the Korean servers with, I think it was over 150 ping on that server as well. So he's a phenomenal jungler. He's proving that here in his second game for the LPL squad of Snake. So we move back towards the top lane here. Acorn and Flandre still duking it out.
And Acorn's actually starting to win this. So this is one of those things that Flandre might have bitten off more than he can chew, because he goes the early Sheen. He wants to have kill threat. Then Acorn starts smacking him in the head.
This is a bit interesting though, as we see Tank actually moving up to the top lane. Acorn takes a lot of damage from the soldiers that are being put down. Flandre tanks up a little bit with this Maokai. He's going to get taken down. Flandre picks up a kill for himself.
Yeah, so in the end, that is another roam that comes off to the Benefactor. So this mid lane losing matchup starting to snowball into Snake's favor. I mean, that means that Acorn can leave. Tank can leave. He goes up into Acorn's lane, takes him down. They really do need to help Snoopy getting that push on and keeping Take under control, because this isn't something you should be able to do with Azir. Azir is the pusher in a lot of matchups, not the person that leaves.
And the top side of the map for Snake doing phenomenal right now. It's given them a 2,000 gold lead just 10 minutes into the game, but Snoopy is going to get jumped on. Cleanse actually being popped there by Tank. Flashes forward with the ultimate, takes a few turret shots. Going to be able to dodge out the first spell from Snoopy, not the second, as SOFM gets that last auto attack to take down Snoopy in the mid lane. Now, trying to duel it out with Captain here, taking the Graves one-on-one, charging him underneath the turret here, gets a lot of damage down, flashes forward, gets the double kill there. What a big play from SOFM.
SOFM is a monster right now. He's 4-0 and 16 CS up in a jungle camp. He's going to tax the whole wave, shove it into the turret and go back. And all of a sudden, Saint are in a lot of trouble, because this Rek'Sai is a serious threat.
I've missed you, SOFM. You're an absolute beauty to watch here in this game so far. Counter jungling, getting ganks off as, 4 out of the 5 kills in his team right now. Snake off to a really good start.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they look like a completely different lineup since the guy's been in the team. All of a sudden, Flandre teleporting down.
See a flash forward from Brom, trying to get a tag on towards STYZ. Arcane shifts forward. Flandre forced to use ultimate, get out of there now. Saint were trying to look for a counter engage, but Culling comes out from Martin to stop them from advancing.
So the last lane, the last bastion for Saint right now being challenged.
Not like this. Not again.
Why
Snoopy's
not?
being camped here.
I mean, you may as well go for the play, because you've already put him so far behind.